everybody, welcome to the 𝐂𝐸 Way. I'm Jessica, and today's video is going to be all about our spring homeschool plans. Now, normally in our homeschool, when I say spring, I'm referring to the months of March, April, and May. And that should have been what I was referring to in this video. In fact, this video should have been up a month ago. But unfortunately, life happened and we did zero homeschooling in the entire month of March because, well, we were battling what I'm going to just deem the plague. It was like the worst illness in the world and we kept passing it around. So I'm going to be sharing with you what we will be doing for spring, which is just going to be April and May. So this is just 2 months worth. So it's a little lighter than it would normally have been because we don't have quite as much time as I would have liked. But nonetheless, let's just talk about our plans. The first thing I'm going to talk about is math, which means we are going to discuss Denison pre-algebra. This is still a huge win in our homeschool. I really hesitate to say the word love because there's never going to be a math that Emily loves. It's just not her thing. But this is as close as it gets to love for her. She loves that he's funny. She loves his dad jokes. Like every time the math lesson's over, she's always telling me something funny that he said or he did. And that really keeps her engaged. It is working. It is clicking. She's retaining it. It's just really, really working. Now, the plan was for us to finish this in the spring. She has, I think, 3 chapters left. So we will see. I don't ask her to do math more than 3 times a week. So she may or may not get it done in the spring. It might lead over into the summer. But she's highly motivated to finish it because she wants off of Denison for the summer. Even though she enjoys it, she also wants a break from it. But this is still a huge, huge win for us. So the plan and goal is to get it finished by the end of spring. Now on to English. The big win for us this year so far has been Fix-It Grammar. This has just been something that I didn't even know that we needed. I'm still not going to say that we necessarily needed it, but it has worked tremendously well for her. She's retaining it. She loves the market part. She loves the fix-it part. It's just working on so many different skills. Like she's practicing her writing, she's practicing her editing, she's learning grammar. It's just so good, and it's quick. Like you can literally do it in less than 15 minutes in a day. Or there have even been times when, like recently, we've gotten really behind, even though I don't necessarily believe in behind. She's felt like she was behind, and so she was even been able to do like a week's worth in a day because a whole week's worth is still only about 45 minutes worth. So we will be finishing this. We have, I believe, about 8 weeks left, which should be perfect for the spring. So we will be wrapping this one up. She's really enjoyed the Robin Hood story too. She's into archery, so this has been right up her alley. We are still loving Miss Mary Hannah Wilson's book clubs on OutSchool. They have been a favorite of Emily's for as long as I can remember. This year, she's only been doing the 11 to 13-year-old class since she aged out of the younger kids class. We may do the middle and the older class next year. We'll see. The 2 book clubs that she will be doing this spring are Good Different. She's already finished this book and loves it. It's written in poetry or free verse, and she loves that. And then the second one will be The False Prince. She has not read this one yet, but I've heard really, really good things about it, and I think she's going to love it. And then obviously we'll be keeping up with things that we love. They're just like creative writing that we do all the time. One of which would be our mail time. This is something we absolutely love. We've called it Mail Time Monday for forever in our homeschool. It doesn't always happen on Monday as much as I would like anymore because she has karate on Monday now, and sometimes we're pushed on Mondays. And neither of us like to be pushed. We like to be able to really have time to be creative and, write those meaningful letters or whatever it is we want to do. So mail time at some point happens in our homeschool. The same with journaling. Journaling is something that we have done for as long as I can remember now, and we absolutely love it. And I can't wait to look back on all these memories. So it is something we will be keeping up with. And then a new addition to our homeschool has been her newsletters that she sends out quarterly or seasonally. She has already done her summer and fall one. We are behind, so we haven't sent her winter one yet. So technically this spring, we will be doing her winter one and wrapping up with spring, obviously. And then the last thing that we will really be focusing on this spring is Emily has written a book. She's been working on it all kind of year long. So we will be making final edits and getting it ready, like size-wise and all of that, to print so she can print a physical copy for her and a few of her friends and family. And then for unit study, I had planned to do a couple different things, but since we only have 2 months, I'm just going to focus really heavy on one of our new unit studies, and that is the study of science. Now, I am so excited for this because while we have done a lot of science in our homeschool, the majority of what we've done has been animal-based because that is what Emily's really interested in. But it occurred to me that how would she know if she's interested in other things if we haven't exposed her to it as much as I would like to have seen us do it, which is kind of why I created Study of Science in the first place. Because this unit study goes over so many different branches of science, it's perfect to either introduce new ones to your kids or kind of see which ones they're interested in. So we will be doing a little bit of geology, zoology, astronomy, physics, chemistry, meteorology, botany, paleontology, oceanography, anatomy, and ecology. So that is what we're going to be doing spending our spring doing. So I'm really excited about that because it has so much learning, famous scientists, careers in science, hands-on projects, games galore. It's going to be a blast. And then because we're basically spending the entire spring season doing science, I decided to pull all of our science-based discovery decks, and that is what we will be using for like strewing. I strew them during breakfast, or if we have long road trips or just in the car, we kind of use them for a little bit of everything. So I decided to pull all of them, and we'll just pull a random card from one of these decks. So we have Sensational Science, Rocks and Minerals, All About Animals, All Things Space, Chemistry and Physics, All Things Weather, All About Plants, Dinosaurs and Fossils, All Things Ocean, and the Human Body. That is basically a discovery deck to go with every lesson that is in the Study of Science. So that means we're going to be really, really digging into all those topics. So that should be a lot of fun. Last, let's talk about extracurricular. So subscriptions are going to be the first things. Since we're digging into science this spring, we did go ahead and renew our subscriptions to Male Physics as well as Male Chemistry. These are subscription boxes that we have loved in the past, so it just made sense to go ahead and add them back into our homeschool. Kevin and Emily enjoy doing these together. And then two favorites that are probably not going anywhere anytime soon are Crunch Labs, which is the younger kids version, and then the new Hack Pack, which is the older kids version. We get both of these. Emily can do this one 100% independently, although she still likes Kevin to be there with her. This one she does need a tiny bit of help with. I believe they suggest it for 14 and over, so that's probably pretty close to being true. But those will be the 4 subscription boxes we will be enjoying this spring. And then Emily is still doing karate as an extracurricular. That happens twice a week, every week. And we are really kicking off into the archery season. She's been doing it all year long, but this is the time of year when it like really gets in kind of crazy. She has at least one competition shoot a month, sometimes even 2. So those will be taking up a lot of our time this spring. Now, I would absolutely love it if you would tell me your spring homeschool plans down in the comments.